The synovial joints allows the body a tremendous range of movements. Each movement at a synovial joint results from the contraction or the relaxation of the muscle. Generally, relaxation will not give any movement. It's just only the contraction of the muscle. What happens when this muscle is relaxing, the other muscle gets contracted. Always it works in pair or groups. The type of shear, relaxation muscle that is attached to the bones on the other side. The type of movement that can be produced as synovial joint, seen like gliding joint, pivot joint, hinge joint, the ball and socket joint, and all like 6 types of joints of synovial joints. The ball and socket joint gives a greater range of motions at an individual joint. In other regions of body, there are several joints that may work together to produce a particular movement. If you see, always human movements are very complex. How you can say this is very complex? Because there are many factors working on this. Not only muscles, are ligaments, meniscus, synovial fluid, synovial membrane. There are many things working in it. So, for the easy understanding, what we are doing, we are making it. We are breaking down the movements and we are understanding the movements. At each joint, we can break down the movements into 3 planes. The planes describe the direction of the movement. What is that? The plane describes the direction of the movement, and axis is a straight line around where the limb rotates. We'll understand what is this axis. Movement at a joint takes place in a plane about an axis. Where it is taking in a plane about an axis. There are 3 axes of rotation that corresponds to each of the 3 planes. Okay. One is sagittal plane, frontal plane, and transverse plane. We'll see what is this. Okay, back to the positions, everyone. Everyone back to the positions. Is sagittal plane. What is the sagittal plane? It is top to bottom, anterior, posterior plane. Means you do any activity, any workout. I'm doing this. Okay, you are doing some rotations. Okay, right. Or Gopinath sir is doing some rotations. So now you see these rotations. Can you identify the right in this direction? I'm doing right. Am I doing this right? Can you identify with the state view?
Hand is bent.
Huh?
Hand is bent, no?
Still my angle is right. Now you see. Can you understand my range of motion very easily now? When you are doing this kind of movement, in this side view is good or the state view is good? Which side is good? Suppose I'll tell you a simple movement. You are doing the elbow flexion. So, can you understand the movement better in this direction or this direction?
Side, sir.
Side.
Side. Okay. So that side, always the movement is done in the 3 planes. One is front. Okay, this is a front view. This is a side view. When you see from the top, that is called as horizontal view, horizontal plane. Okay. Anything top to bottom, right to left is, what is this? What's happening when everything which is top to bottom, anterior to posterior is sagittal plane. Next, top to bottom, side, right to left is a frontal plane. Okay, if I am doing some jumping jacks, everybody do take jumping jacks. Jumping jacks, yes, very good. All have very good fitness. Now, do it in this view. If you do, what happens? Which view is right view to see this?
Front. Front.
front view.
Hmm.
Okay. See, as a physical therapist, you have to understand which view is better to do which exercise or which movement. If you do, what happens? I may move or may not move my hand, other hand. You are only seeing this, but this is right direction to view the movement.
Okay.
This is frontal or the frontal. Next, I am doing the twisting. Can you understand? Am I rotating? In how many degrees I am rotating now? Can you understand now? But when you look from the top, you have that, you can understand the rotation better. Now you understand why we have to go with these planes and axis to understand the movements better. Have you ever thought of this, like seeing a movement in this kind of this dimension?
No, sir.
Huh?
No.
Yeah. You have to open the new dimension. That is yoga. So when you can understand these planes and axes, you'll open up new dimensions of how to see a posture. Once you can understand, once you open up the new dimensions, how to see the posture, then you will not do any mistakes. You can understand the person better, you can understand the movement better, you can understand the posture better, you will become a movement specialist. Movement specialist or the posture specialist. So you have seen, no, like there's an asana specialist or pranayama specialist. So you'll also become a here.
Continue, we'll get a yoga program.
So these are the three planes. Sagittal, see forward back movements fall in this plane like flexion and extension. Next, frontal plane, what you are doing, abduction, adduction will come under this. We'll see each one very clearly. The transverse is like internal and external rotation comes under this. Okay, these are like three planes. See here, flexion and extension are the movements that take place in the sagittal plane. In the limbs, flexion decreases the angle between the bones, bending the joint, while extension is increasing the angle. Okay. Where it happens only at injured joint. You see, this is the hinge joint. What is this? This is extension. This is flexion. Extension, flexion. Similarly, what happens? Flexion, extension. What is this? Flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. Get up. Get up. Now, what you do is right hand, left leg. We'll do right hand flexion, left leg flexion. Right hand extension, left leg extension. Yes. See, Gopinath is doing. Next, left hand flexion, left leg, right leg flexion, extension. Each one 10 times. How you do? Don't do simply. Flexion, extension. Flexion, extension. 10 times. Then flexion, extension. Sir, opposite. Gopinathan, sir. Opposite. Opposite. Right hand, left leg. Left hand, right leg. Flexion, extension. क्षितिज जी करो, ये हाथ और ये पैर करो. गोपीनाथन सर को देखो और करो. पैर भी पीछे आना, पीछे आना. Leg and hand. Do it. Flexion.
Yoga program.
Flexion means we are reducing the angle. We are reducing the angle is flexion. Increasing the angle is extension. 10 times. By tonight, after the class, you have to tell all the movements. If you talk anything in the terms of movements, you see the difference. Siteshji, ready? Nice. Very fast and furious. Start. 10 times. Opposite leg. Yes. 10 times. Knee piche hona. Both knees in equal line. Don't take it forward. We never do in this way. See, both knees. This is flexion. Don't take it here. Do it here. You have to understand. You have to get in postures right. Right? What is this? This is flexion. This is extension. Flexion means reduction in the angle. This is extension. This is flexion. Like anything. I'll show what even knee is also there. Next comes next. This is very important. Look at here. This is lateral flexion. What is the lateral flexion? See, if somebody asking you something and I'll tell. Now do this. This is the lateral flexion. What you are doing, you are reducing the angle here. This side it is becoming the flexion, other side will be the extension. This is a lateral. Do 10 times. No shoulders, only neck. Only neck. This is, listen this very carefully. Hyperextension. Hyperextension is abdominal or excessive extension of the joint beyond the normal range of motion, thus resulting in an injury. Hyperextension injuries are more common at hinged joint like knee and elbow. Hyperflexion is excessive flexion of joint in place of which place it which it to sudden movement of backward and forward, then you'll get it. If you see the figure, what is this? First one we'll see the what is hyperextension. See, this is, if you think this is the normal range, some people have more extension. This will come below this. This is hyperextension. Hyperextension, we don't know. They have more flexibility in the joint. So if you, instead of doing this, if you do more stretching, then what happens? They'll get injuries. For example, somebody has hyper extension in the knee. If you are making them to do Padahastasana, in Padahastasana, what happens? No sitting, stand. Do Padahastasana. That you will understand. Now, what happens in this? If you press knee little back, what happens? If hyperextended people, the knee will be going back. And if they are doing it regularly, there is a chance of injury in their knee. So that's why we have to be very careful while seeing the hyperextensions. See, this is your knee. Up to here it is there. Suppose. What is happening? You are pushing it more pressure. You don't know. Because you have hyperextension. If you are don't locking it here, it will hyperextend and it will damage the joint. There is a more chance of erosion to them. आपका नहीं है. Okay. Then When you do the jerky movements, then comes hyperflexion. Right? See, this is hyperextension, this is hyperflexion. When you do jerky movements, don't do jerky movements. I don't recommend. Okay. Next, see this figure, I will explain you. Abduction, adduction. Anything going away is called as abduction. Adduction means coming in. See, abduction, adduction occurs within the frontal plane, involves the medial lateral motions of the limbs going towards something, moves the limbs away from the midline of the body. Then the opposite is called as abduction. See here, always in anatomical position, hands, this is midline, hands moving away from the midline is called as abduction, AB. Moving towards the midline is called adduction. Okay, what is this? Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. 10 times. 10 times. I cannot hear. What is that? Can you do same with the legs? Right. Gopinathan sir, you are right. But both we cannot do. Some people can do, well practitioners. With, what is this? Abduction, adduction, abduction, adduction. Both means both legs together, madam. Yeah, Gopinathan sir. I know you are great yogi.
Sijit, come on. Sijit, come on. Come on.
Like this.
Sir, yes. Relax. Next comes circumduction. Here, like you see the circumduction, it is a movement of a body, movement of the body joint in a circular manner in which one end of the body region is being moved, stays stationary while the other end forms a circle. If you see, this is called as, right. This is a circumduction. Now comes, circumduction, what? Anything is moving like a circle. Okay, do a circle. 10 times forward, 10 times back. First forward or back? First you have to rotate forward or back. Anyone?
Forward, no?
Why?
It's a matter of practice. We are doing it. That's all.
Just observe. This is your homework. What happens when you are doing forward rotation? What happens when you are doing backward rotation? In the next class, tell me. I'll tell you the answer. Why? What we have to do? Which movement we have to do first, and which movement? Next, the other hand.
We did, yeah.
You take support. This will be much better when you do the circumduction. Do like a circle. See, this is not. No, you do just do like a circle. Next, both circles. Ten times forward, 10 times back. So this is one important movement. One circle at clockwise, one circle anti-clockwise. Okay. Okay, one circle clockwise, one circle anti-clockwise. So both are back. Okay, for better vision, I'll show you the better vision. Right there. Okay. See the movements, what I am doing. One is going forward, one is coming back. Okay, next if you want, you can do the other side also. Madam, you are doing swimming. Sir, both you are doing, yes, but both together. Both together. This is also your homework. Nice exercises, no? Sweating, Usha ji.
बहुत गर्मी हो रही है यहाँ से अभी.
Because of the weather or workout?
वेदर
Yeah.
बारिश भी थोड़ी सी हो गई.
Sir, Bhupinathan sir, you will do definitely. By next class, you have to do this. Practice it.
उसमें तो न्यूरो मूवमेंट भी है. When you do alternate captain diet, complete neuro movement will be there. You have to
Definitely. It's a neuro. It's a mind exercise. You have to understand your mind. You have to tell your mind the new pattern. It's very difficult. Try it. You try it. I'll help you. Next one is rotation. In rotation, you have lateral and medial rotation. If you see the rotation can occur within the vertebral column at the pivot joint or at the ball and socket joint, rotation of the neck or the body. In the twisting movement, produced by the summation of small rotation movements available in the adjacent joints. One bone rotates in relation to the other bone. Okay, thus rotates on one, like C1, C2. That is one. See here, just look at this. Lateral means out, medial means in. Okay. What is the first one? When somebody asks you, what you say? If you want to say no, how you will nod your head? If you want to say, so what happens? This is a rotation movement. C1, the atlas is rotating on the C2 axis. Okay. This is one rotation. Next one, what you are doing? Lateral rotation, medial rotation, lateral, medial, lateral, medial, lateral, medial, 10 times. Then this is also 10 times. Lateral, medial, lateral, medial. This is all about rotations. Supination. See, supination, anatomical position, the upper limb is held next to the body with the palms facing forward is called supination, or when palms facing backward is called pronation. Okay, to see this, supination, pronation, supination, pronation. In other words, we can say, see, this is supination. This is a supination of hands, radius and ulna is in parallel. This is pronation where radius and ulna is in X, cross. This one we can say, but see here, this is supination, pronation, supination, pronation, loudly, supination, pronation, supination, pronation. State, hand state, sit in the hand state. Here, down. Yeah, this is supination, this is pronation, supination, pronation. Come on. In the class itself, you have to get all the movements. Supination, pronation, supination, pronation. Next, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. What is dorsiflexion? It are like movements at ankle joint. Dorsiflexion is lifting the toes of the foot so the top of the foot moves towards upside. Plantar flexion means it's moving to the ground. These are the only movements available at the ankle joint. What you are doing? See, this is your feet. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, dorsi, plantar. Both legs, 10 times. At your comfortable height. Come on, chin up, look forward, and do it. Dorsi, plantar. Tired? Anyone tired? No. Ushaji is sweating. Good. I think another just completed. There we came to the end. Next one is protraction, retraction. See, protraction means moving forward. Retraction means taking back. Next one also we'll see depression and elevation. Anything taking up is a elevation, down is a depression. Okay. See here. What we are doing? This is protraction. This is retraction. In the body alignment, when we say retract your head. This is called retraction to make the alignment. Instead of taking your chin back, this is called as retraction position. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, 10 times. Kathakali, Kuchipudi, if you know any dance, you can do it better. Hiteshi, you are stretching it up, not up. See here, this line is fixed. You are taking it up. Don't take, yes, now better. Protraction, retraction. Now, yeah, done 10 times. Now see, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. No, see, it will be same. See my shoulder. Retracted, protracted. I am not moving my hands. Yes. Yes. Gopinathan sir, you have to move your hip little back. You are hyperextending your lower lumbar region. Your hyperlordotic curve is increasing. Gopinathan sir. Gopinathan sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Do this. You are hyperextending your lordotic curve. So straight and then you can do this. Then protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. And always your shoulders should be in a retroversion. This is retroversion. This is retroversion. Always shoulders should be in back. That is the right posture. The last one is elevation. When you take food, how you chew the food? This is elevation. Depression. When you are taking your mandible up is elevation, down is a depression. Simply to understand, if somebody asks you something, you say, I don't know. How you say? With the shoulders? With the shoulders. Elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. Elevation, depression. Come on. With names. Meenan sir. Menon sir, you can stop the record. Menon sir. Clear? Yeah, now you can relax. Sir, you can stop.
Recording stop.
Yes.
Recording stop.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.